secret about these telephones. They're not gonna dial themselves, okay? Without you, they're just worthless hunks of plastic. Like a loaded M16 without a trained Marine to pull the trigger. And in the case of the telephone, it's up to each and every one of you, my highly trained Stratonites, my killers who will not take no for an answer, my fucking warriors, who will not hang up the phone until their client either buys
or dies. It's a little wordy. Hi everyone, I'm Michael Nallen, and today we're going to talk about unethical pro-organizational behavior, or UPB. The authors of the study set out in this paper to show the effects of leadership style, framing, and promotion regulatory focus, and how it affects UPB. This study was designed to test the impact of leadership and the mechanisms which can help explain why employees engage in unethical behavior. Most people know who Joe Paterno is. He was once revered as one of the greatest, most successful football coaches of all time. He even had his own statue in front of the stadium, and he held a lot of power. But it all came crashing down in November 2011, when it was found out that Jerry Sandusky, who was a former assistant coach and booster, was charged and convicted of 45 counts of sexual abuse against children. Sandusky used his charity, the Second Mile, and his connection to the school to prey on his victims. Sandusky was also a very good friend of Mr. Paterno's and several of the high-up administrators at Penn State. After the scandal broke, the school had an independent report commissioned by former FBI Director Louis Freeh. It's a pretty famous report now. The Freeh report conclusions were very damning to the university, and it stated that school president Graham Spear and Paterno, along with other school officials, had known about the allegations of child abuse as early as 1998. And they were all complicit in the abuse as well. Paterno did report the allegations to his boss, but they decided to keep quiet. This systematic, unethical organizational behavior caused 14 more years of abuse to children who were looking for a mentor, and it cost the university their reputation. The NCAA leveraged sanctions that included a $60 million fine, a 4-year postseason ban, scholarship reductions, and were forced to vacate all wins from the football program from '98 to 2011. This scandal forever changed the image of the university and is a perfect example of how unethical pro-organizational behavior can have drastic effects. So, this is what's left of Joe Paterno's statue. Leaders are essential in shaping followers' unethical behavior, as you can see from the previous example. The study examined two aspects of situational influence of leaders, their leadership style, and how they frame their problems. The goal framing effect, coined by Levin in '98, states that differences in framing can influence individual goals and the use of positive or negative framing. Gain framing focuses attention on its potential to provide a benefit or gain. Negative framing or loss framing The problem is framed on its potential to prevent or avoid a loss. The study was conducted using an experimental three-way interaction model that focused on the promotion side of things. They collected data from Amazon's Mechanical Turk, which has been shown to be a very diverse group, and then they go back through and see if somebody just clicked through it just to get paid the 4 cents or whatever they get paid for using the dirt. In the study, there were 2 hypotheses. Hypothesis number 1 is that UPB is moderated by the leader's framing and style is not connected to UPB when game framing is used, but it is connected to UPB when loss framing is used. Hypothesis number 2, the promotion regulatory focus moderates the interactive effects of style and framing. For individuals who have a high promotion focus, neither leadership style or framing style affects them. For individuals who have a low promotion focus, charismatic leaders will inspire higher levels of UPB than transactional leaders. But there isn't a difference between styles when game framing is used. The end result of the study suggests that inspirational and charismatic leaders inspired more unethical behavior than transactional leaders when loss language is used, but not game framing. Transformational leaders may inadvertently be causing UPB by the language they use and how they frame things. In closing, leaders should be trained on the importance of emphasizing ethical conduct in the workplace and should understand how to communicate differently with low versus high promotion focused individuals.